Greetings everyone, my name is Buck Business. Konnichiwa, I'm Quiet Critic. And before we can begin our review, I would like to apologize for the lateness of this review. You see, it is not easy being one of the most unrecognized but yet one of the busiest YouTubers on this platform. That being on our main channel doing 10 different Let's Plays and movie reviews. And, if that's not enough, joining a D&D group, Dungeons & Dragons. So, I've been editing some Dungeons & Dragons on my other channel. And if you would like to see that, and, well, see a better D&D than Brony D&D, then I will leave a link in the description to our new group channel. There's a lot of fun, and you could see the character that we are taking on as Ravik. So please look forward to the link in the description that will head you to that channel. There's a lot of fun D&D, and again, it is so much better than Brony D&D. With that being said, I will take the reins of this review. That being My Little Pony Season 9, Episode 13, Between Dark and Dawn. Excuse me. So, this episode follows Celestia and Luna, as they are both wanting to take a vacation. And the predictability of where this goes is indeed predictable. However, before I go any further, there is something I want to discuss about predictability. Because in this review, I noticed other reviews on this episode, or at least one so far. And there has been some reviewers, including Dr. Wolf and even Miss Antropony, who have been guilty of doing this, where they will say, because X thing is predictable, that makes it bad. And lately, and I might have been guilty of this in the past myself, but more recently, I've been trying to get better and better at saying just because something is predictable doesn't necessarily make it bad. It all comes down to execution. And as far as this episode goes, it's fine. Even if it is predictable, it's totally fine. And yeah, I think the reason I came to that conclusion of wanting to talk about execution more and how it is all said and done is sort of the whole debacle between the whole Game of Thrones thing that I saw. A show, by the way, just for reference, I have not particularly been focused on at any point in time except near the end. So my confusion was, there. But it wasn't necessarily rage on all the betrayal characters and all the stuff I've been seeing online. It's not like any of that. Anyways, we see that, again, that these two are on vacation. And Celestia, being the one who has the more boring job of the two, at least according to this episode, wants to go out and do more exciting things, while Luna just wants to sit down and relax and do some smaller activities. And again, I think they could have explored it, just revamped it in this episode, that, when she goes into the nightmare escape, she goes through exciting or, exhilarating nightmares and has to deal with that, which is why what would lead to her doing the more calming jobs or wanting to vacation in a more relaxing manner. So yeah. The two have their obvious split differences about where they want to go, what they want to do, etc., etc. And of course, it gets to a breaking point. At first, they are having the time of their lives, enjoying each other's company, even going as far as to sing a song about it. But the song flips on its head, takes a turn as the two explore more time together, seeing how each other's differing sides of vacationing are going about, and of course this leads to the obvious yelling at each other. And these two have fought and making up many of times before, and it has been the focus of an episode that is far worse than this one, which is the one that features Starlight Glimmer and the one where she switches the cutie marks. That episode is terribly written. That is exactly what I am talking about. It has all the spectacle. They try to do something that is, it is representative of something else, and it goes exactly where you think it's going, but it's written so poorly. Here, at least it's written consistently between these two. I think this is a better version of that episode, that episode I don't even remember the name of at this point, to be honest. A Royal Problem, I think it's called. It's been a while. But yeah, that episode was awful. This episode at least feels like it is written a lot better. Because it doesn't sacrifice a character's personality traits, like A Royal Problem did. That is exactly what that episode did. And no one has been able to debunk that, by the way, so it must be true. And I'm calling out anyone who's willing to risk going into the whole debunking of that. But hey, you know how we go here. We are willing to challenge anyone openly, because we're brave, and we have confidence. Go ahead and add us if you even really want to, on the Twitter of the same name, Kawaii Critic. So there you go. Anyway, the two escalate to the yelling point, and it gets to the point where they separate for a bit, and they realize how boring it is, and they finally get together, and they obviously miss each other, and so on and so forth. And that's about that. And before I end it, I did miss out on the other part of this episode, which is the main six sort of being tasked to do goose duty, which that part of the episode is kind of dumb, I will admit. They're trying to celebrate geese for some reason. Also happens of like, oh, they should have been delegating, and oh, they should have been doing the obvious thing. But yeah, the whole idea of it did seem kind of dumb to begin with. The whole watching of geese, it just sounds dumb. So the execution of that part in particular, yes, I will say, was kind of dumb. Other than that, those six, you'd think that six individuals would be able to handle that, but I guess not even six can handle a goose problem. Whatever. Anyway, they end up delegating anyways, and then they do that. And then that's that on their end. And again, this episode is fine. It's not even good. It's not bad, per se. It's not a Royal Problem bad, by any means of the point. It's just fine. And sometimes I can work with fine. If anything, this kind of works as just filler. It's a filler episode. It's just there to fill in a slot. It doesn't really push anything in any, particular order. It actually ends up kind of going back to where we started, if anything else. Luna and Celestia being all sisterly and all good with each other again. The main six kind of goofing up and then going back to square one. So yeah, it does kind of get back to where we just were. So even in terms of the ending, I will say that part was a little bit we kind of end up back where we were, almost. There might have been like a small shift in the paradigm shifts of character development, but they were really, really small, if anything. Anyways, that is our review of Between Dark and Dawn. Again, if you want to see some beautiful D&D, better than Brony D&D, check out the link in the description. It will head you over to some beautiful, well thought out D&D. And until next time, everyone, farewell, bye bye.